over here at ESMG, we like to take every best deal we can on Gumtree, depending on whether we need it or not, and buy it. And this week has certainly been no stranger to that prospect, as today I have all the items here which I'm going to showcase and clean and test if possible to see if they work, which I got / bought from the past 2 weeks. Here we go. Okay, so first we start off with the freebies, and these are some freebies which I have. I picked these up just yesterday from filming this, and this isn't everything I have, I think. Actually, no, it is. This is everything of what I got from yesterday from pick up from a generous person on Gumtree. So we can start off with this board. It's GA-7IX4, which I assume is running an Athlon XP processor, seeing as the grid array on the back seems something old for a motherboard. Also, it has only 2 USB, 2 serial, and parallel as its input output, no SATA, and surprising amount of DIMMs, which totals up to an amount of 3. Which is very strange. Also, this heatsink for the graphics is also very strange. Or is that a VRM? I'm not sure. That's the chipset, and that's the VRM, I imagine. I haven't actually been able to take off this cooler, which is pretty cool. I got that for free, along with this ATI 3D Rage Pro AGP card from 1998. It's got 1 times VGA, just a VGA 15 pin, some sort of obscure front panel connector, IDE connector. I have no clue. I'm not really into these old hardware, which should just fit right here on the board. Yes, yeah, like that on the board. That's an AGP card. I'm not sure about the specs yet, because I haven't been asked to search it up on the internet. It certainly isn't anything high profile because it doesn't have a heatsink, and other than that, it looks pretty good. Well, I believe this is a sound card. This is some old, retro stuff where you'd plug your game controller, or your mics, your speakers, your thingies in, which also has the weird obscure front panel connectors. This is an ESS audio drive, which fits into this big ol' black slot here. Single slot card. Definitely like the, older retro gaming computers, so I'm not surprised if some person like that would be searching for similar hardware on the internet. This one looks more high-end. It's the Diamond Multimedia, also known as the A Vortex 2. And it has, some gold-plated stuff down here. It looks very cool, and has this CD, aux, and modem ports here, and also the front panel connector once again. Otherwise than that, it looks pretty high-end. I'm excited to look into that and see how it works. Just a floppy disk drive with a regular IDE. It's nice to have another floppy disk drive on thingy. In fact, I've got 2 of the exact same model, I believe, because they both look pretty darn similar. These 2 are mounted together. That's another floppy disk drive, beige, obviously from the computer, and also, interestingly enough, a 4GB Medalist 4310 hard drive, and it's also one of those really weird looking hard drives which you wouldn't really trust, to be honest. Still a hard drive, still uses the same Molex thingy as it used to. Oh, and this is where it gets good. This is the S3 Trio 64V Plus. This is an old graphics card. I've known about these older, more rare graphics card. I've actually sold quite a few. No, I've actually sold one. It was the GD5446. That's pretty well sought after. I sold it really quickly. This is one of those cards which have the RAM upgrades, so you can put in 2 more megabytes of RAM. Other than that, pretty genuine. And also along with that, along my giant pile of hard drives, I got, I got another hard drive, a 40GB one, another IDE with a Molex, nothing special. But this is where it gets very special. This is the Intel Advanced Zapper Pentium MBX board, and this has the original Pentium the Pentium 1 from, say, 1990, when was that released? I don't know, 1993 or something. That is huge. That is huge of a processor. I never experienced anything like this, and also it's extremely interesting because the fan is built into the processor, and the fact which makes it even more interesting is that I can't even clean the fan. Essentially it looks horrible, which isn't a very amazing selling point, but still, I doubt that anything on here wouldn't work. Well yeah, actually I have many doubts. What's the likeliness that something like this would have died over time? Pretty high, but yeah. Classic, you know, you got your loads of PCI, you got your tons of PCI X, I think that's what it's called, PCI X, these big ones, these big black ones, and then that's where you put your sound card and stuff. This gun just needs a clean up, to be honest, and then it's good to go on the internet. And there's our IDE, and I assume that's the power cable port. So that's that, and that's all good for now, and you've just seen what's up with my stuff. I'll be cleaning it, and I'll be showing you later what's up. Okay, so as I said yesterday, after filming this, I was gonna buy loads of parts, and here they are. The guy delivered them to me. It was actually kind of nice, to be honest. And I'm actually, unfortunately, I don't have DDR3 RAM. I was expecting these RAM sticks to be DDR3, but they weren't. That's a disappointment, but you know. At least we still have some components needed for our editing system, or how we're going to start our editing system, and we have them now, and I'm going to just start building the PC. Okay, so here I am in my sister's frankly disgusting room. I'm actually, the reason why it's so messy now is because I'm actually going to go move into this room, so we're just tidying it up while in the process of clearing everything out. And as you can see, it's quite disgusting, but it's the only room which has space at the moment, unlike mine, which is just filled as well to the brim, because we're just switching our rooms now. And I'll show you. It should be done by the end of this year, and I'll have a nice little studio to work on as well. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build myself the computer. Let's just build the computer for now. So for all you non-computer people, all I have to right now, all I'm doing is I'm just taking everything out of the case, including this fan, you know, just because I need to have clearance for the motherboard to be pulled out. The new case fan's out, and that's a decent little Sunon fan. And this is a cute little heatsink they put on, and this is a cute little fan they put on top of the heatsink. It's so small! And I guess it's for extra cooling, because whoever did that has 4,000 IQ. You know what, I'm going to have to pause this for a moment because I have to unscrew this by hand. Okay, so I've seated the power supply in the correct place here. Note there's 4 screws here. I always suggest using 4 screws. If you don't have them, then tough go eco. I put my GTX 570 in, and I'm just about to screw in the motherboard to the case. If you're unsure as to how to seat a graphics card, well, this big blue connector here, which you see, what is PCIe? It is easily distinguishable from PCI, which is just one long one, and this at the back. This one is longer, and one of those splits at the front, and it also has a little hook at the back, so you can release your card whenever. When you put it in, there's these little slits where these brackets are, and you put it in there. You put your card hooks down there. Okay, for now I'm just gonna leave it as this, and I'm going to, I'm gonna just swap the cables, and then you'll see what it should look like in your computer. Okay, right now all I'm doing is I'm mounting the hard drives in. As you can see, I've done a bit of taking apart. I put the motherboard up here, and I've pulled out my two 250 gig hard drives, which is, as in, they're my biggest 3.5-inch drives, and I have 2 of them, so I might as well. All you have to do to mount your hard drive into the hard drive bays is you have to just slide it in, and then you should be able to feel it, secure there once it sits. And all you have to do is line up the screw holes in the hard drive on the cases of the hard drive and screw in, and they should stay relatively tight as long as you just keep them tight, and they won't be able to move around, which is good because it keeps them safe. And I'm also putting in my 500 gig drive, which I bought today, so that will maximize our storage to 1 terabyte, which is good. I shouldn't have done that. I hit it against it, and whatever, nothing happened. I hope we'll be okay, and I'll just show you once I get there. So, I'm here disassembling, as part of, last month I'm here disassembling, the Stone computers, SFO computers, which I've shown you, which are on top of my shelf. I've already disassembled one. Also, it's dusty as hell, but then I realized, well, that's nothing compared to this. It's awful. And I want to die. I've been taking apart these computers for about half an hour now. I've only done 2. I'm on the 3rd one. And I haven't even got inside yet, and I already know how disgusting it is. First one. Second one. The third one. I'm black now. Fucking hell, it is the dustiest stuff I've ever seen. It's making me sad. But hey, at least I got RAM, loads of hard drives, loads of floppy disks, loads of goddamn processors, screws, damn it, motherboards, fans, yay! So, just finished the last one. Was it worth it? I'm not sure. I don't really know what's worth it anymore. It fucking rhymes. Other than that, and the fact that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 processors gained, like 200 screws right there, 5 motherboards, all with IO shields, 5 old Intel stock fans, which pretty much are kind of rare, 5 more cooler fans, and RAM and hard drives. It's terrible. Yes, the camera is also covered in dust.